Today is July 21st, 2026. We are in the Ed Bosch Freilich Meeting Room at Mandan City Hall, and it is 5:30 p.m. Mr. Neubauer, could you please take the roll?
Commissioners Balavic.
Here.
Schoberg.
Here.
Heinchan.
Here.
Braun.
Here.
Mayor Freilich.
Here. And at this time, we will have our new City Commissioner, Heidi Balavic, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Heidi. And we'll start out with announcements, construction project updates. Riley.
Pulled up on the screen here. So yeah, you get me this week for this. It should be as exciting as ever. We'll start off with Memorial Highway. We kind of have the two phases here. We have the east and the west half. Going to start with the east half. It's nearing completion. All lanes of the roadway are open, which is super exciting news. They're kind of working through some punch list items, kind of doing some seating, landscaping, fixing up everything else, and we plan on doing a project walkthrough here pretty soon, along with doing our haul road inspection. So that'll be pretty exciting once we get that done. On the west half, the completed removal is on the eastbound lane. They're going to pick up some storm sewer work near 3rd. They'll have traffic control installed for that already. So if you're driving down 3rd, you'll see that. There'll be no impact to traffic on 3rd. There still should be 2 lanes of traffic at all times. Underground work has still been underway kind of between Riverwood RV and Faulkner's Market, as well kind of just south of the main intersection. Terra Valley decommissioning. The old Terra Valley lift station is officially offline. You can see that picture. You can highlight it here a little bit. Right here is the old lift station vault. So they're digging that up and reclaiming that, as well as backfilling the rest of the gravity line. But the gravity line is now in service. So that's exciting for Public Works, not to have that as a maintenance item anymore. The First Street reconstruction project, they're still kind of working on phase 1, wrapping it up, kind of finishing up paving and getting everything squared away for that. They're going to start paving phase 2 here pretty soon, if they haven't already. They are going to plan to leave the intersection of 5th and 1st unpaved for now. They're going to backfill it with gravel. It'll just be a temporary solution until they come back and do paving on phase 3. Just some contractor scheduling conflicts for that. They've started removing on 1st for segment 3. Not quite in front of HIT yet. Highlighted again, just kind of right here. We let them start this a little early just to kind of keep the project moving and keep them on schedule. So upcoming, they'll kind of do the full removal on on segment 3 in front of HIT, and then they'll start with their water main and sanitary sewer. Water and sewer 65 up by Lewis and Clark Elementary. We're nearing substantial completion. They're going to do some manhole rehabilitations, hopefully complete that by the end of this month, as well as they started working on preliminary punch list items. We'll do a project walkthrough following those manhole rehabilitations being complete.
It's a beautiful lawn in that last picture, Riley.
It's quite gorgeous, well manicured.
Yes.
Project 3A, SID 241, up by Red Trail Elementary. Concrete crews are kind of finishing up sidewalk extensions and finishing up concrete work. Subgrade preparation was completed in the Impala Court area, and then they've moved to the area just kind of north of Red Trail Elementary. They've also started doing some crack sealing to prepare for the fog and chip seals that are going to be going down with this project. Should be wrapped up in mid-August. Collins Reservoir. Work on the reservoir is substantially complete, and they're now kind of working through their punch list items. This project is a little dated. They've since seeded and kind of add some irrigation and some lighting already on site. As always, here's a link to all of our projects for any more information and our project newsletter sign up. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Riley? Nope. Thank you. We'll move on to public comment. Mr. Neubauer, are there any public comments online or in writing?
No.
Okay. With that, we will move to the approval of the agenda. You've had a chance to review it. We'd look for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Make a motion to approve tonight's agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Commissioner Heinchan, a second by Commissioner Balavic. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Balavic.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. We'll move on to the minutes. Consider approval of the July 7th, 2026 Board of City Commission meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to consider the approval of the July 7th, 2026 Board of City Commission meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Blavik, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Blavik.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Item number 200 minutes. Consider approval of the July 10th, 2026 Board of City Commission special meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the July 10, 2026 Board of City Commission special meeting minutes.
Second.
We have motion by Commissioner Schoberg, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Blavik.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. There are no public hearings nor bids. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items you would like removed from the consent agenda? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda for items 1 through 7.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heinchan, second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioners Blavik.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Braun.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes, there is no old business. The new business tonight is considered the updated change order policy for the engineering department. Riley?
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. So before you tonight is an updated policy for change orders. The original policy was adopted in 2009, and we felt this policy was very restrictive, kind of due to modern construction timelines and modern construction costs. So what we're proposing is an updated, more flexible schedule, so we can kind of focus on smaller scale projects, not approving so much impactful change orders, and then on larger scales, being able to approve a lot less impactful change orders. The kind of thinking about the strip as a $100 million project, being able to approve only $25,000 on that is relatively low, especially compared to the scale of the project. So we felt the need to expand the scope not only for that project, but for all future projects. So kind of the proposed change is that scale, percentage-based scale, based off project cost. That scale is included in the packet, and I can stand for questions.
Questions for Riley?
I have some questions about, do you have a budget cap that you would put on change orders before they would come to approval? So if you have 7 change orders and they're all under your percentage amount, are you tallying those up and accumulating those costs?
Yep, so the percentage is cumulative, so it's, Jared can effectively approve, or the city engineer can effectively approve up to that percentage cap. So on a 5% project, the cumulative change orders cannot exceed 5% without it coming back to commission for approval.
So every change order, is that 5%, or every change order is 50,000 to Jarek before coming to commission? I'm kind of confused by the percentage versus the dollar amount.
So it's a cumulative percentage, and I just had those dollar amounts in there for more for informational purposes. If you give me 1 second here. So taking, for example, $1 million project, 5% of that project is $50,000. So Jarek could approve 20 change orders as long as those didn't exceed that $50,000 amount. Okay. So it'd be a sliding scale upwards from there. So looking at like a $5 million project, 3% of that is $300,000. So he can approve 1 change order for $300,000, or on a sliding scale, cumulative, up to $300,000, but would never exceed that percentage cap. So Jarek would never, or the city engineer would never exceed 5% of total project cost for projects between $0 and $1 million, 4% for projects between $1 and $2.5 million, and never exceed 3 for anything higher than that. And that's cumulative again.
And right now, his limit is 25,000?
$25,000 on any project, no matter cost. So we felt that was very restrictive, especially on like lower scale projects where, say, we have a $100,000 project. Well, $25,000 on that project is like a fourth of the project, as opposed to a $100 million project. $25,000 really isn't even a drop in the bucket. So we felt a sliding scale kind of made the most sense for approvals, just to provide that flexibility. So we're approving less on smaller scale project and being able to approve more on a much bigger scale project. And then there is a century code cap in there of 20% on all change orders. So obviously we can't, even city commission cannot approve above that. And so we are in the restriction section, we do mention that as well.
Okay, and then just a real technical thing, looking at your change order form, I don't see a column in there that calculates the total of the change orders to date. So every change order balance isn't added in. I mean, there's a line item for the change order amount, but it's not asking you to document what you've spent up to this point for change orders.
So that is from the 2009
That's the
policy.
old one?
Yep,
Okay.
so that's the old one. We didn't want to stick with a standard form because we have DOT projects or other consultant projects where we just switch up that form. So it always kind of gets us the same information, but we didn't have a standard form that we're giving everyone to say, hey, we have to fill this out when we have a change order. The DOT has that, so we kind of take the DOT's template, but we didn't want to be restricted to have, this is the only form we can ever use.
Okay, so when you do change orders, you will be adding the previous change order amounts into that form?
So it won't be in that single form. We'll just keep track of it internally and say, on this project, we have change ordered X amount of dollars, and we'll just know that we can't exceed our percentage of total project cost.
That's all I
I'm sure
got.
the finance department could help us out with that too. I'll get Greg and Justin here for reassurance.
Okay, that's all I have.
And those change orders are reported to your portfolio holder?
I know we talk about them, Craig. I guess I'm not sure if we,
We didn't really decide anything on that.
yeah. We certainly can add that into the policy.
That would be good. Somebody's got to, on the commission's got to know that there are change orders that magnitude. Any other questions for Riley? If not, entertain a motion.
I'll move to adopt the new change order policy.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Schoberg, second by Commissioner Balavic. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Braun. Yes. Blavik.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. There are no resolution ordinances tonight. There is no other business before the commission. Future meeting dates for the Board of City Commissioners are Tuesday, August 4th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m., Tuesday, August 18th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m., and Tuesday, September 1st, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. And with that, be kind to yourself, be kind to your neighbor, and it's onward and upward, Mandan. This meeting is adjourned.